We watch number seven here. Again, 50 plays on this review. Let's watch him right here. Loose five. Second play of the season. Near sack for Haason Reddick, but he gets a quarterback hit here. Now why? Um Again, and for a guy who's 240, 245, whatever exactly he plays with underrated power for sure. Kind of similar. Him and McDonald are actually pretty similar builds in terms of like length and flexibility and like underrated power. So there couldn't really be a better person to learn from than Haason Reddick for Will McDonald here. But nice aggressive pass rush here from Haason Reddick, closes the ground quickly off the line of scrimmage. You see he fires off the ball. Now he gets his good job with the leverage, good job getting his hands inside, extends the right tackle Brown. Or not, it's not Brown. It's I think it's a Wendo at this point, right? Or maybe it's not. But nonetheless, he softens the edge. He softens the edge for himself by bull rushing, extending. That opens up the obviously that pushes the tackle back while opening up his outside hip, which allows Reddick to bull, jerk, and rip through. Good bend, nearly taps that ball, just tap, maybe touches the fingers, but still a good rep, right? Good rep again, explosion off the ball. Good job softening the edge. Good job getting his hands inside. Good job bull rushing, bull jerk rip, really smooth. Good rush from Haason Reddick in the second play of his season. Second, second play. QB hit for Reddick right here, again against the right tackle. This is primarily the side he rushes against or rushes on. So we'll see him a lot against the right tackle. But he rushes everywhere, but specifically right tackle. At least to my remembrance. Maybe I am wrong, but I don't think so. Um, okay, so again, quick win. Now Mac Jones gets that, rid of the ball, three-step drop, gets rid of it, so he's not able to get there in time. He gets the hit again on Mac Jones. But this is just pretty much like pure speed. Obviously his first step is up the field. His second step is inside to the right tackle, which gets him to just freeze his feet just a little bit. And when you freeze your feet just versus Hassan Reddick, who has elite burst and bend, it's going to be pretty hard to contain him. So he freezes. You have the right tackle tries the hug technique. Reddick perfectly timed chop on the wrist, little bit of hand fighting to get around the corner. Again, hit on Mac Jones. Was that a touchdown? Actually, I didn't even look at where the ball landed. Yeah, good throw. Um, Near sack for Reddick. Again, rushing against the right tackle right here. He's a seven technique. Okay. No, we obviously want him to maintain his balance here, but good job working angles. Rushes up the field, which has a tackle to open up. That hard stab inside gets the tackle to what? Again, freeze the feet. Now, if he beats that arm, it's gonna be really hard for the tackle to transition back to getting up the arc and winning against Reddick. So again, really good setup in terms of his track. Cross chop, club, cross chop, club. Unfortunately, slips, is able to maintain his balance for just another couple steps and get a hand, almost a hand on Mac Jones. So quite a few obviously pressures and hits and rushes in this and rush wins in this game against the Pats, which is great because the Jets they play the Pats twice. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. But yeah, so right here, number seven versus the right tackle again. And loose five, seven, whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't call this a nine, even if you that's your terminology. Again, anything outside the shoulder of the tackle is a five. You could be a tight five, you could be a loose five. If you are of the mindset where, hey, he's so wide he can't be a five technique, and you're imagining a tight end right here, then he's a seven technique. Like again, it doesn't really matter to me. But rushing against the right tackle. So we see, you have a guy who can win in multiple ways here with Hassan Reddick. We'll see. I'm assuming we'll see some inside wins, but we've seen just some pure speed. We've seen him working angles. We'll see multiple different rush moves. Here it's an arm over, but does a really good job again of rushing up the arc, turning it into the tackle, winning the first contact battle, which is huge in the NFL, specifically for offensive linemen versus defensive linemen. Wins the first contact, gets his hands on the shoulder. The initial contact kind of jolts the right tackle back, knocks him off his spot. Haason Reddick then pulls himself through with the left. He pulls himself through with the left arm over. And you can see some of the athleticism and bend right here. And then again, gets to Mac Jones. The ball is out, 3-step drop like the Pats typically do, trying to get rid of that ball. But again, another nice rush win. Now we have the power, more of a power rush in terms of the initial engagement, pulling himself through. All good from Reddick. Reddick rush win processing question mark. Okay. I have no idea what that's about. Again, I recorded this in, I don't know, March or whatever. So Reddick versus the right tackle. Pro Processing. Interesting. So initially stabs more inside track. Tackle freezes feature. Just a second. Not really though. Tackle does a good job staying to the outside. And Reddick feels that, the tackle's still sitting on him. So at this point, is he able to bend the corner and rush up the arc specifically against a team who typically 3 steps drops? It's gonna, mostly it's gonna be pretty hard for him to win like that. You want to soften the edge, whether that be through angles and getting the guy to sit on the inside foot, whether it be through bull rushing and power and softening that outside shoulder. Here, I think he goes for the stab. He's a little bit shallow with it. If you are going to threaten, you want to close up a little more ground than that. That's not overly threatening to decent tackles, but so we could maybe clean that up a little bit, but rushes to the outside again, knows he's not going to win the edge cleanly like that. Wins the first contact battle again, knocking the tackle off his spot, shocks him, pulls himself through, rip, and then the running back picks him up, but it's a good job. And that's what I meant by processing. I didn't know what I meant at all until I just realized that I'm talking about like processing in terms of, hey, like every one of your rush plans is not going to work at the NFL level. It's a lot about how you counter. I'm assuming that right off the jump, he thought, okay, this hard inside stabs and again, I'm going to sit inside. I'm going to win the edge with a cross chop, whatever it may be. Realizes he can't. Now, what do you do to counter? It's exactly what he does is win with again, more of the power pulling himself through. He's never, there was times I'm sure he'll pull rush a guy and get under his pads and stuff, but he's typically going to use power to soften the edge, not necessarily win with power, but it's a part of his game. Reddick sack versus the right tackle. Here he is on the right edge again. Yeah, see, like this is just pure speed. There's really not even much with the angles here. He just fires off the ball. He sees that the tackle is sitting a little bit inside on him. And if you're going to sit inside on Reddick, you better be confident in that outside hand to land because if it doesn't, you are screwed because he is bendy and he has some twitch. So explosion off the ball, good snap timing. You could see it's the first one off the ball. Um, again, tackle sits inside on him. Okay. Sit inside on me. That's fine. Leaping cross chop, club, rip. Really stacked together well. And now the leaping part, it's a great job by Reddick. Why are we leaping like this? It's just a close ground to where you want to bend quicker. Obviously the smaller steps, the longer it's going to take you to get there. But if you leap into it, if you leap past them, um, again, it just greatens your chance to getting to the quarterback because the smaller steps, again, you don't get there as quick. So cross chop, club, rip. We see some bend and power through the bend right there. Is able to nearly what's important with Reddick too is when he sees that ball, watch him chop down on the ball. Now it doesn't work right here because Howell holds on to it, but specifically try to hit that ball out. He'll force quite a few fumbles. Um, he has in the past, and I'm sure he will for the Jets this season. I think somebody asked me on my stream the other day, like how many sacks would you say he'd have? I would guess like 14, 15. Let's say 15 sacks for Haason Reddick this year. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens to the contract. You're hearing some rumors out there that he might want $25 million a year and he's making 15 right now. That might be a situation where the Jets, let him walk. But then the problem is, hey, you're talking about getting rid of JFM, getting rid of Huff, who's a top flight edge rusher, getting rid of Reddick, who's a top flight edge rusher. You're hoping for a lot out of McDonald this year, or you're hoping that he proves a lot. And JJ too. I don't think that as of right now, JJ and McDonald is one of the better edge rush duos in the league. Whereas last year you have, JJ McDonald, Huff, and even this year, Reddick, and then a combination of JJ and McDonald is good. Get rid of Reddick, and it's a little bit more dicey. I would say it's like an average position group there at that point. But, you know, Reddick bull rush held. Okay, rushing the right tackle. So we just talked about it in terms of like, okay, we're gonna see some reps of him winning with just pure power, and he does right there. And he gets held, but A little bit more of processing here from Reddick. Fires off the ball. And then he fires off the ball. What does he notice the running back doing? The running back is going to go out, and most likely in these situations, especially when you're a guy who's a top flight edge rusher, what is this running back going to do? If you go to the outside, he's probably going to chip you with that inside shoulder and then release on the route. So Reddick rushes it up the arc. I don't know if he realizes it midway through, which it looks like his eyes flash into the backfield there. Nope, I'm going inside. Again, wins that contact bat or wins that first contact battle, is lower than the offensive lineman, and just drives through the hands, drives through that contact, drives through that contact, drives through that contact. And now he tries to get to the quarterback, and we can clearly see his shoulder pad is getting held right here. Tries to turn out of it, still being held, and then nearly or he doesn't nearly get to to the quarterback, but still good bull rush. Obviously, good push in the pocket. It forces Stafford to step up, and with the Jets, you're forcing a step up. Hopefully, Quinn Williams is there, but he is held a little bit. Not the most egregious hold that we've ever seen. Trust me, we've seen some ridiculous plays against the Chiefs that they did not call because Taylor Swift and all that. Reddick hand use QB hit. Okay, again rushing versus the right tackle. The was a false start. He might time it perfectly, but good job by the right tackle. Again, another really quick win. His hand usage is just it's really good here. So right tackle jump sets him as a part of the play action. Just again selling the defense that they're gonna run the ball. Um, Comes off the ball, sees the jump set. Again, wins the first contact battle. He does it really well, and that's why he's such one of the reasons he's a really good rusher. Wins the contact battle. Um, Transitions into an outside rush, feels like he can win outside. Transitions into the outside because the problem right now is if he were to try to bull rush that, like he doesn't have enough momentum here, especially because he widens to really bull rush at this point. So this is where you talk about like, okay, you're processing run to pass. Right now he's kind of playing that's like a run, get his hands inside, and look into the backfield for what's happening. Now he obviously feels that at this point, okay, this is a pass set. He's not driving me or anything like that. So transition into rushing up the arc. Clearly see the left hand remove from the bull rush, grab the wrist, control the wrist, remove the wrist, and then just win with pure speed. Once you don't have that hand on Reddick, and you're not gonna be able to match him up the arc. If he's just rushing, your lateral speed against his straight line speed, good luck. So again, however he removes that outside hand, good luck because you're gonna lose unless the quarterback just gets rid of the ball quickly, which is still a loss. But Reddick sack, I think you know where he is. One, you can see the explosion off the ball, right? Gets the sack on Stafford. Explosion. He's the first one off the ball. First one off the ball, gets into the backfield pretty quickly, or gets up the arc pretty quickly. Again, how many ways can you win? He can win quite a few. Gets onto the tackle's toes. What am I gonna say? Hands inside, win the first contact battle. Awesome. Does that, jolts him back, which what softens the edge. Just think about it. Here, it's a harder edge to turn. It's harder. It's wider. You bull rush it back. What's the edge now? It's softer. That's all I'm saying with that. Softening the edge is just creating a more opportune situation for himself. Wins the first contact. Again, extension, bull, jerk, rip, and chase, and then chases on to Stafford. Is able to run him down. Good play. Reddick sack.